Alright, so this is my setup. This is what I use for basically most of my videos. The ones that you've all seen on Facebook with the stars, the clouds and stuff moving across. This is mainly what I use. So for those of you that have never seen it before, or if I've never shown you before, this is it. Basically just a camera and a tripod. And then I use this little handheld control here that plugs right into the side of the camera. And basically what that does is it allows me to continuously take pictures for basically as long as the battery or the memory card will hold out. There's a button on here. I can press it, slide it up, locks it in place, and it'll just keep taking pictures. As long as I have the setting on here set for continuous picture mode, it'll just keep going. So that's how I do it, and I basically can get anywhere from, maybe a couple hundred pictures to maybe a couple thousand pictures, for some of those longer videos that I put on Facebook. So I basically just get the tripod out, put the camera on it, get the remote hooked up, and then I kind of aim it where I want to do my, time lapse at, and I just start taking a few test pictures. And then once I get it the way I like it, get the settings the way I like it, and the angle, all that good stuff, then I use this remote, let it go, walk away from it, come back later, hopefully don't forget about it. and then I just take the memory card out, I put it in my computer, and then I just run it through a software program that makes a time lapse out of it, and I might doctor up the pictures a little bit, do a little editing on it or whatever, just to bring out some colors, contrast, whatever it is. And then that's how it's done. It's actually not that hard. It's pretty simple. You just got to watch a few YouTube videos on how to do it. And that's how I got started. And then, just get a setup like this. It doesn't have to be anything super expensive. Basically, as long as you can get a camera that, digital camera. I don't know how you would do it with film. I'm sure there's a way to do it for those of you that like film. You get a digital camera. You get this remote because I think all of your cameras only allow you to take like so many pictures in a row. I don't think they allow you to just keep going over and over and over without using a remote. And these remotes are just cheap little handheld things with a button on it. Some of them have a few more controls on it for different settings and things. But all you need is a button that just allows the shutter to just keep taking pictures over and over and over and over. Like I said, basically until either the battery runs out or the memory card fills up or whatever. And then, you've got as many pictures as you need for your time lapse. And time lapses, they can be done different ways. Typically for me at night, each picture is going to be somewhere between like 6 to maybe 10 seconds long. Sometimes I go maybe like 20, almost 30 seconds long, but I try to keep it somewhere between 6, 8, maybe 10 seconds per picture. That way I get enough in, a 2 to 3 hour period before the battery runs out. I got memory cards that are pretty big, so it takes a while to fill them up. It takes a lot of pictures. And then you just, once you're done, like I said, you just put it in the program and just make your time-lapse video. During the day, typically because the lighting is a little bit better and I don't have to expose for long, I can take a quicker picture. It might take less than a second for each picture. So in that case, I'll actually use the settings on the remote to kind of space each picture out. I don't know, anywhere between 3 seconds between pictures up to maybe 12 seconds in between each picture. Kind of the same concept. I don't want to go too long, so that way if you have a lot of time in between each picture, your time lapse is going to go by really fast. If that's what you want, then that's what you do. But if you want your time lapse to be kind of smooth and maybe not take too long, but I don't know, somewhere in the middle, somewhere around 6 to 8 seconds, 5, 6, 8, whatever, somewhere in there, 10 seconds in between each picture is pretty ideal. I mean, that's where I usually use it. So in case anybody was wondering. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I've got the camera on. I'm kind of messing with some of the settings right now, getting set up for the shoot that I'm about to do for a time lapse. So I got an ISO set at 1250. I don't know. We're gonna try there, start there, see what happens with it. I think what I'll do is maybe put the exposure down to 6 seconds. And because there's a little bit of light around here, we got some lights on the building. Not a lot, but there's a little bit. There's also just lights from the city that it might be reflecting off the clouds and stuff like that. So, you know what? We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. So we're going to take the first picture here as soon as I find my little handheld thing. There we go. All right. So I'm going to snap a picture, see what happens. The screen went dark because it's in the process of taking a picture. There we go. Okay. Now that it's taking his picture, let's kind of see what it looks like. Not bad. What I'm seeing in person is just a little better quality than what you're seeing because I'm taking this video with my phone. So, but you can see there's some light coming off the building there, kind of behind that trailer over there. But you can see the clouds. Can't see too many stars, but that's because right now the clouds are covering most of them up, but there is a dark patch towards the top of the screen. And on the phone, you really can't make it out, but me looking at the camera, I can see like just a few little stars trying to peek through. But I don't know, I kind of like this setting. I don't want it to get too blown out with the light, but I might bump it up just a little bit more because I definitely want to see some stars. Although I know the moon's going to come out tonight, and that might blow some things out. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of tilt this back a little bit because, you know, I got some sky in there, a little bit of the building, but I kind of want to get a little more sky. So check this out. There's kind of a neat little function. Boom, see how it turns green like that? Or if I go way off kilter, you can, it's like a level. It's like this internal digital level. It's kind of neat. So if you're very adamant about making sure that your picture is level, there's a way to do it. Oh, the things they come up with, it's awesome. All right, so now I got it tilted back a little more. Let's do another test picture and see what we come up with. Okay. Not bad. That gives me a little more sky. You know, and you can still see the building. So what I have on here right now for a lens is what's called a fisheye lens. Basically, sorry about the wiggling, folks. I'm just trying to adjust this a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And my phone is not the greatest at autofocusing, so we're gonna, here we go, there we go. All right, so anyways, I kind of like that. It shows the building, it shows the sky. Oh yeah, so the lens is a fisheye. Basically what that does, it's for those of you that know, I'm just gonna say it's a 12mm fisheye lens. It's a Rokinon lens. For those of you that don't know, basically what that means, as you can kind of see in this video, it's very wide field of view. You can see a lot. From left to right, it actually covers 180 degrees, which is a lot. And then from top to bottom, because it's kind of a rectangular picture, whatever, it's not quite 180 degrees, but as you can see, it covers from almost the ground, you know, at the bottom of the building, all the way pretty much almost above my head. And that's, you know, that's a lot of space to cover. But that's what I like about lenses like this. The one I actually use the most often is a 24mm. It's not like a fisheye. It doesn't make things all rounded like this, but it is a wide angle, and it's one that, you know, most of the videos that you folks have seen on Facebook, that's what I use the most. This fisheye, I bought it about a year ago, kind of been playing around with it. Hey, it's fun, I like it, you know, for astrophotography and, you know, doing stars in the sky and stuff like that. I mean, some of you have seen the results. I put it on Facebook. It's, you know, some of those videos, the cloud movement going past it actually looks pretty neat because it has that kind of rounded effect, kind of makes it bubbly looking. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to the settings here. I kind of think I like what I see. I might give it just a little bit more brightness, but I'm kind of afraid to because I don't want this to get blown out completely. It's hard to say. You know, it's hard to say. For those of you experts out there, you probably know exactly what you want for settings, things like that. Hey, I'm an amateur. I'm just trying things out, you know, having fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put it at that. One thing I want to check is my focus real quick. So there's gonna be a bright light. Okay, good, focus is good. I know you can't tell from my video because I'm using my phone. Autofocus is just, it's there, but it's sometimes doesn't work the greatest. So we work with what we got. All right, do another test picture and see what we get. Oh, so what I did basically is I made it take 8 seconds to take a picture instead of 6. And exposing it longer like that basically allows more light to come in. So maybe hard for you to tell from this video, but what it did is it brightened up my scenery. And I kind of like that actually. But like I said, I don't want to go too bright. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just leave it at that. Because if I take too long, I mean, I'm going to be here forever just setting this up, trying to get it going. Hey, sometimes you want to do that. You know, sometimes you want to be a perfectionist. Sometimes you want to take all the time in the world to make this happen. Other times you just want to get some time lapses in and have fun, you know, just do your thing. Do my thing. There we go. All right. So to conserve battery power, what I do is I turn this screen off. So it's just blanked out. And then the handheld that I showed you earlier, that's where I go ahead and basically press that button and just slide it up to lock it. So let's see if I can show you with my little red light, because red light tends to be a little bit too dark to see sometimes. I don't know if I can. There we go. Okay, so to get this party started, I'm going to press this. You're going to hear the camera click, and I'm going to slide it up. It doesn't slide up very far, but that locked it in. I got my red light on right now, and what that does is it probably kind of like, it's going to show up in the pictures that it's taking right now, but I can edit that out, or I can cut those pictures out. Not a big deal. So there, you can hear it clicking. Every 8 seconds it takes a picture. I'm going to go ahead and put this little handheld thing back in its little holster right there, and I'm just going to let it go. There we go. Got that off. And that's how it's done.